What's up guys, we're back in the garage and today we're going to put some shift selector springs in the Civic. Alright guys, so the second thing we're going to try to fix the shifter in the Civic is to install new springs. These are the K-series transmission springs from Acuity. What they do is they help center the gear shifter lever when you're in neutral particularly. So you have a first and second gear spring and a fifth and sixth gear spring. So I'm going to go ahead and start pulling out the shift selector assembly and we'll go ahead and replace these springs. Alright guys, if you watched the last video, you may have seen me replace these bushings here, and that helped a lot, but it didn't fix everything. I still think there's an issue somewhere in the shift selector, so replacing these springs and going through the shift selector is really where I think I'm going to find my issue. So let's go ahead and get this removed. There should be about 4 bolts holding it in, and then it should just come out. It should take a little bit of prying, but ultimately it shouldn't be too difficult to just pull it out. So let's go ahead and get that loose and start getting it out of there. Alright guys, so you see that I took all the bolts out and I also removed the battery just to give myself a little extra room. So one of the things I've seen is that this is all connected. So I did a little bit looking around off camera, but basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pry either up from here or on one of the sides, or I noticed that this is all one piece back here, so I gave it a little bit of pressure back there and it actually popped it right off. So I used something like a small pry bar. Nothing too crazy, you don't want to put a ton of pressure on it, but just by prying a little bit back here, and I was able to get it to pop just enough. And it's loose. Alright guys, so I have everything loose. Your 4 10mm bolts here. I even loosened the 12mm bolts that hold the cables in just to move them a little bit out of the way. You can also unclip them. My clips are kind of stuck in there, so it was easier to just loosen the bolts. The one last thing is there is a hex head or Allen key over here, right in the front. So make sure we go ahead and loosen that, and then we should be able to pull it right out. Alright guys, so we do have it out. It's right here. If you see real close, you can see that there's a 12mm bolt. That's really the only thing on here, and from what I've seen, that holds everything on. Your springs are up here, so you have your outer spring and your inner spring. The biggest thing is to make sure that however it comes out is the same way it goes on. So you'll notice that a lot of this stuff can move. Some of it can only be oriented one way, but ultimately you want to make sure that everything goes in the same way it came out. So this is my first time doing it, so I'm going to start getting to it, and if I come across anything that I feel like is important, I'll let you know. Other than that, I'll go ahead and throw in a time lapse, and we'll see you on the other side. Alright guys, so here we can see the old springs. You can see your little cup that it sits in, and then you can also see, I tried to leave this assembly about the same as it was when it came out. And then we have our bolt here, and we'll grab the new ones and we'll go ahead and throw them in. Alright guys, so as you can see, we have it all reassembled. Everything's back where it goes, bolt is back on. Getting the bolt tight and loose is kind of tricky because of the weird shape and it's hard to hold and all that, but just be careful, do your best. You can check the torque settings and make sure everything is good. I don't think there's a ton of pressure on this bolt or anything like that. It basically just holds that mechanism stationary, so shouldn't be too bad. Another thing I am doing is I took the dowel pin out. So there's a little dowel pin where one of the 4 bolts that holds the whole assembly in, it just lines everything up. So I took that out so I could clean off any of the old gasket so I can use some new gasket. I'm gonna go ahead and use some Honda Bond, but I'm sure any RTV or gasket sealant would work. I can't imagine there's a super high amount of pressure in that particular area, but you never know. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean that up, get it sealed, and then I'll set you up with a time lapse. Installation should be exactly the opposite of the removal. And hopefully afterwards we can check everything and make sure it works, and it should be better than it was when we started. So let's go ahead and get into that. All right, guys, so I did realize that the time lapse cut off about 15 seconds in. The good news is you got to see me put the assembly back into the transmission. The bad news is you didn't get to see everything else. The nice thing is everything else is pretty much straightforward. Just as a review, you got 4 10mm bolts that hold the assembly in. That's about where the time lapse cut off. The biggest thing is to make sure that you're in the neutral position when you go ahead and put it in. Once it's in and it's bolted down, you can move it around. It shouldn't be an issue. Even moving the shifter to get one of those bolts is kind of more convenient. So go ahead and do that, but make sure it's seated all the way down and you should be good to go. So once you got your cables back on, I suggest go ahead and make sure you have all your gears. So cycle through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure they're all there, make sure they go in, make sure there's not a lot of play. Also, don't forget you have that hex bolt that's on the front. It is an 8mm Allen key. You can use either an Allen key or a socket, but make sure you get that in as well. So you'll have that and your 4 10mm. The cables are held in on the bracket by 12s. You'll need another 12 for the actual assembly, that bolt on there on the bottom where the springs are. Other than that, that's pretty much all you need. Another 10mm for the battery. I got my battery back in, but I did break one of the terminals, so I kind of had to make something up for that. I'll go ahead and change that out probably somewhere here in a future video. If you guys want to see it, let me know. If not, I'll probably just go ahead and do that myself. But other than that, everything's reassembled. I got my intake back on, battery back in. Everything's good to go. Checked all my gears, so nothing left but to let it warm up, and we'll go ahead and take it for a test drive. All right, guys, so we just got back from test driving the car. It feels much better between doing the bushings and the springs themselves. The shifter, the feel and the location is much better. There's a lot less play and it feels a lot better. I'm able to hit every gear now without missing anything. And no, that's not me missing it. It's just it wouldn't go earlier. So it's a lot better. I also went in and I adjusted the clutch. I think the master cylinder had been changed at some point, maybe when they put the aftermarket clutch here in this car. Either way, it doesn't seem like it was adjusted properly. The clutch was engaging way too low. So I brought that up. I can go ahead and cut in a clip here now. All right, guys, we're under the dash now. So you can see this is the top of your clutch pedal here. So you have your sensor, and then this is your connection here to your master cylinder. On the back side here, you can see there's a 14mm nut. I've been told that it's supposed to be a 12, which is what leads me to believe that mine is aftermarket. But either way, you're gonna loosen this nut and then spin the rod, and that'll either pull it in or out and basically adjust how much when you push the pedal, or at least at the dead center, how much it's going to be going in. Mine wasn't engaging far enough, so I wanted to push it further in, but if yours is engaging too much, then you want to pull it out. So hope this helps, and we'll get back to the end of this video. All right, so after both of those adjustments, the car drives a lot better, and I think I'm going to call this one a win, and we're going to wrap up this video. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.